I will call the regular meeting, May 20th meeting of Irmo Town Council to order. And I will, since we switched last week or last meeting, I'll recognize Councilman Younger to lead us in the pledge of allegiance and invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this time that we can gather together to make decisions for that's best for this town. I pray that you bless the ones who attended tonight and protect them as they return to their homes. In your name we ask. Amen.
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 Next item on the agenda is the reading of the minutes from May 6th. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes as written?
So moved.
And second.
Second.
And any discussion?
Well, only that Miss Stanley did a good job of the names and addresses, because I was trying to write them down too, and I didn't get them, so thank you. When people get up to speak.
Any others? All in favor then of minutes as written for May 6th, do so with show of hands. Next item is administrative briefing. Mr. Brown, do you have anything you wanted to add?
Yes, so I have two things. The first iteration of the referendum, I guess we'll call it the recommended approval list that's going to the election county council, has two of our projects, one number 3 and one number 12 on the list.
What's number 3?
Number 3 is the intersection improvements at Lake Mary Boulevard and Carlisle Street, which is the synchronization of all the lights right there. And number 12 is the intersection improvements on St. Andrew and Thames Valley Road. And then the Public Works building was on the alternate list, depending on how the funding goes. Now, council hadn't voted on it yet, so that's still, but that's what was recommended and submitted to them.
You say council, you mean election county council?
That's correct. That's correct. This is the selection
When do they do that? In pretty soon, a couple of months, or?
Don't know.
It's so many days before the election, I think, ain't it 60 or something, or?
November, so, I mean.
But they still got to pass the ordinance. I mean, that referendum has to pass.
We got to
Well,
vote.
council has to approve this before it
Yeah,
becomes
we
a
do.
referendum.
No, they have to approve it. Once council approves it and it goes on the referendum, then the people will vote on it in November.
Yeah,
Correct.
Whatever it
we've
is.
got to vote on it ultimately.
I mean, the county
Yeah, you as
council,
a people,
Yeah.
yeah.
right, county council may not like the recommendation that was given to them.
And they can't amend it, they either accept it or just reject it.
And the other item is they're finally going to start work on the bridge on Irmo Drive. So Irmo Drive is going to be closed between 9 June and about the middle of July. They're estimating about 6 weeks,
From the 9th of June to the middle, okay.
right, to do that project while the kids are out of school. And that's all I have.
So how you going to get home, Paul?
Oh, it's on the other side of me.
Oh, it's on the other side of you?
Yes.
That bridge? Oh, okay. I thought it was-
Is there going to be any signage that will redirect the people that are on the other side of that bridge?
They got signage already.
Yes.
They got signage there? Okay.
Yeah, it says they're going to be using South Carolina 60, Lake Mary Boulevard, Reed Drive, Belmar, and North Lake as the detour routes or routes, whatever you call it. Any questions from Mr. Brown on the briefing? Seeing none. Next item is receipt of communications. Any receipt of communications? Seeing none. Presentation by citizens. This is where, if you'd like to address Irmo Town Council on something that's on the agenda tonight, then this one would be where you do it. All we ask is you come to the podium and give us your name and address for the record. Anyone who'd like to address Irmo Town Council?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Erin Haywood. I'm 115 Sandy Drive. Coming forth today to speak about the annexation of Valentine, if that's on your agenda. We just want to continue to show our support as a community, say that we do not want this annexation. Y'all had said in the past that you're supporting the property owners. Well, we, as our property owners, we too believe that we should have some rights and let our voice be heard. The people that are in question, you know, they might have property, but do they live there? We live here. We deal with this every day. The congestion in Valentine, that tiny little road, Valentine community, where Valentine Elementary is a high traffic road. It does not need to go commercial. That would put more strain on our community, and we would like to keep us and, you know, Irmo, like I said, we like visiting y'all. But we don't want, you know, the extra strain on Irmo with your police division and your fire departments, along with all the extra rules, I guess it could entice. I don't know what your licensing fees or whatever are for residential, but I just want to stand up here for me as a third generation owner of this same property, fourth generation, you know, are just learning the process. I think that they need to come in and see this and see how, you know, we should fight for, you know, our rights. And if they don't see us as adults stand up and do that, you know, no one else, society is so lazy. So we just want to show our support, and please do not annex Valentine into Irmo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Melissa Kettering. I'm a former surgical, nationally certified surgical technologist, and I spent the last, since 2008, taking care of my mother because she was ill, so no, I haven't been working. But she did pass away, and so I've got time to be interested in this community. And while I have no dispersions against Irmo, I must compliment Irmo Police because I was a rep. They came, it wasn't their jurisdiction, but the man stayed with me and assured me nobody else was really knocking me off the road. And then the city finally got that. But I do want to reiterate the same feelings the former speaker here, the lady. I'm also wonder, where does Mr. Bickley live? There are so many Bickleys listed on Bickley Road, and one of the daughters of the Bickleys and so forth. But when I spoke downtown today to the assessor's office, they didn't show him living anywhere down there, but that's just me looking up things. I'm curious. I'm not callous, I'm just curious. And one thing I'm curious about is this: why does it have to be right at the elementary school? If Mr. Bickley does own all the road, all the acreage on both sides of the road, the best site for a CG or general contracting area would be at the other end of Bickley and 176. They've got interstate right there. They got DMV. Those roads are going to always be maintained. And it's certainly better access for any semi-trailers that would be bringing in loads or heavy-duty equipment. Now, the biggest objection I have is that it's across from elementary school or nearby, nearer than it should be. And the second biggest is the increase in the traffic is really not something any of us need. A two-lane road is going to be a two-lane road forever. Unless who's ever buying it to start a business is you start having them buy a piece of that road so they can never turn in. I don't know anything about running a business, but I do have general thoughts that I wanted to be heard. And again, my speaking to you last week was from my heart. This week, I thought about other areas that this could be done in. And I believe I remember one of you saying you already own land on the other end of the road that Irmo did. I'm not sure, but I remember hearing an annexation of some other part of Bickley Road. I'm not sure who owned the land before you annexed it, but there's already general contractors down there at the corner of Bickley and 176. And so there's two sides of the road. Nobody be hurting anybody with their equipment. Nobody be running over any moms and dads late to pick their children up or late bringing them in and being excited about having to get to work too. And that's when your accidents are going to happen, when people are not thinking about the road, thinking about gotta do this, gotta do that. We got enough gotta do this and just trying to get home off of 26 down 76 to Marina Road and beyond, which I'm not sure Johnson Marina probably has a lot more traffic. However, I know that I thought when we took the acquisition of personal property away from owners for building roads, that I remember thinking, hallelujah for the older people that live on these roads, that their land's being stolen and or bought at a very unreasonable price. And so when I look back on that, I think, gosh, and now you're so excited because you can't widen the road. Now, of course, Walmart did it. Of course, they got plenty of money. They made their turn-ins. But it still doesn't help the traffic on the road. They have big trucks, too. I'm appealing to your sense of direction, because as I understand it, this property can be located at any place on Bickley Road, because when I looked up the map, it was this Bickley, that Bickley, the other Bickley, and all over both sides of the road. So that, I know you might not listen to anything I've got to say, but I enjoy the fact that you've let me speak. And I hope that I haven't upset anyone tonight, because that's not my intention. My intention was merely to say there is another way. And if the deal is not done, perhaps it could be bought. Thank you for your attention, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, David. Anyone else who would like to address council on anything that's on the agenda?
Hey, good evening. I'm Pam Mitchell. I live in Chapin at 130 Darby Court, and I'm a real estate agent with Douglas and Cannon Real Estate in Chapin. And I represent Mr. Albert Bickley. And I don't think I need to say a lot. I said most of what I wanted to say last time about Mr. Bickley. Being a property owner, he has 29.88 acres there at the corner of Wise and Bickley Road that he would like to sell. And we've got it up for sale. But he approached me and said, I would really like to be a part of the town of Irmo. Loretta McIntyre represents his sister. She has a similar piece of property, and both he and his sister would like to be a part of the town of Irmo, and that's why we made this request. Just out of respect, I don't think we really owe an explanation, but if it weren't for Mr. Bickley's family, he was raised right there where the Valentine Elementary School is. There would be no Valentine Elementary School. So because of his family and their willingness to sell land that they had, we were able to make progress and establish a school there in the Valentine area. I personally know on a personal level it's hard to see growth. I live in the town limits of Chapin. There's really nowhere else for them to go but on top of us. And we have a neighborhood of 115 homes that came up behind my property that was once very secluded. So I have a heart for the people that don't want to see the growth, and yet at the same time, even though Mr. Bickley does not live there now, that was family land, and he would really like to see that come into the town of Irmo.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to address council? Seeing none. Next item on our agenda is unfinished business, item A, third and final reading of ordinance 1405 to annex the 4 parcels of land located on Bickley Road between Wise Road and Broad River, Block 7, Lots 17, 19, 21, and 22. Is there a motion for third and final reading?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
And any discussion?
I think I made my position clear last time. It's contiguous to what we have and it's on the other side of the road. And I want to make it clear, by annexing property, Irmo does not own the property. It's not our property. So I don't want any misconception that we own part of Bickley Road. No, it's just annexed into the town. It is part of the town, but it's not ownership. The owners of record could be many people, but not the town.
I would add that, I'm noticing a lot of areas outside of Irmo. When you leave Irmo, it's starting to look, there's that transition that's not looking so good when you leave Irmo. So this area is, by being in Irmo, you're going to see a vast improvement.
Yeah, I will add to that. I know one of the ladies that is on Broad River Road, up near where Bickley Road is, had mentioned that when she was in the county, in the unincorporated part of the county mowed the grass maybe once, twice a year. And Irmo keeps it cut, which is a benefit to her, and I think a benefit to others. Like you're saying, you can tell. You can go down the road sometimes and tell what part's in Irmo and what part isn't, just by the way we keep up the parts that's in our town. A couple things I wanted to say in regards to some of the comments. And I understand too. I mean, this is a road into Valentine, and for people who live in Valentine, want to, have a say in how that road is developed, and how it's developed is important. Whether or not it is developed, I don't think there's anybody that's got a right to say that. The Mr. Bickley and the other people that own that property have more of a right on whether that property sold or stayed in the family home or what, as opposed to whether neighbors can make that decision for them. As the lady said, if it wasn't for Mr. Bickley selling some of his land, then Valentine Elementary wouldn't be there. And now he wants to sell some more land, and everybody wants to tell him no, they don't want him to sell his land, and he shouldn't allow him to sell his land because of the traffic. Traffic's going to be there, whether it's in Irmo or not in Irmo, whether it's developed or not developed. I know it'll be a little bit more once it gets developed, but maintaining that road, widening that road, is the county's responsibility, and the state's responsibility if it's a state-maintained road. Getting them to do that and having the money and everything else, that's a different story. But we can't just turn around and say, well, we're not going to let any more businesses be built until the county or until the state widens the road or builds it. Walmart, for instance, part of their requirement for them to do that was to do all that work. but they're only required to do it at the intersections and not down the road. And I would have a hard time, problem asking any business to widen the road in front of it. I don't think that's their business. I mean, that's the public's responsibility to widen the road through taxes and that kind of stuff. You know, Harbison years ago used to be a dirt road. I remember many people telling me, Paul probably better than anybody can remember when it was a dirt road. And traffic and growth, people move here because of the school district, and they're going to continue to move here. We've got one of the best school districts in the state, and people are going to move on this side of town. And as long as they do, there's going to be places for them to live. I think I read an article the other day in the Irmo News online. I think it's Ken Clark that wrote an article about the sprawl and growth and about all the people moving in. But one of the things he forgot to mention in the article was that he grew up here. He doesn't live in the family home anymore. He bought property somewhere else, moved into it, and now his kids are also. So he went from one family property to 4 family properties because of growth. And that's just part of life. I think as far as the town of Irmo and our planning commission and everything else, we'll do a better job of, because we want to make sure that's attractive business too. And not every kind of business is going to be able to go there. It's going to be general commercial, so it's limited into what type of business, not an industry or tractor plant or concrete plant or pig farm or junkyard or anything like that. And I think it'll be, developed as well as it would be in any other municipality. Again, as I mentioned before, I think the county has a responsibility, and they're kind of hiding from it, in my opinion, by not allowing property owners to properly zone their property and have it zoned to where they can sell it at the highest and most dollar and have businesses move in. To me, that's a great road for businesses. Coming off the interstate, going into Valentine, that's a great road for commercial growth. I would much rather have the commercial growth there than I would be on Marina Road or Johnson Marina Road or anywhere out there. I think that's a better avenue. And I think businesses are going to determine that too, is they would rather be in an area with traffic coming in and out as opposed to one not there. I would rather be on that road than I would be on 76 towards White Rock. I just think it's better visibility. Accidents do happen, but whether it's in the town of Irmo or in the county or Chapin or wherever, as you mentioned, it's because of people not paying attention and being in a hurry and those kind of things. That's going to take place regardless, but I think our police department will do a better job of also responding more quickly because we can. We're usually in a more confined space, and we can get there faster than, say, the county could possibly. They may be right there, they may be on the other end of the county in that area. So, and again, as the lady says, these owners want to come into town, and that's the main thing there. We're not forcing them in, we're not asking them to come in. They asked us to come in. And I think that's very important. When they asked us, they want to be in our town, and we really, as a council, need to respond to that. And that's why I think it's a good thing. Anyone else? Seeing no more? Okay.
Mrs. Kettling, I appreciate your comments earlier tonight, and I want you to know that I understand your concern as a councilman and as a father and as a property owner in Irmo. I also understand your concern too, ma'am, and I really enjoy the way you articulated and gave us our, talk to us about your feelings. And I asked at the last council meeting that, the property owner actually, somebody tell me what they want to do. And they finally reached out to me and did that. Somebody emailed me this afternoon representing the property owners and actually explained to me what their intent was and why they were so intent about Irmo annexing into the property. And the reason they gave me through the email is that they went and approached Richland County about 4 years ago to rezone the property or to do what they want to do with the zoning in the property, and they were turned down For what reason, I don't know why it was turned down, but it was turned down from Richland County. So then the real estate agent that's representing these property owners saw a way that they can use, or they could come into the town of Irmo and hopefully get the zoning that they need to expand the boat company that's there now. Yes, they will increase the commercial activity on that street. Yes, you will see those trees come down and you'll probably see some development happening. But again, I sincerely believe that you have a better chance with the 5 of us as a council person or as a governing body to make sure that we don't let some undesirable project go into there that would take away from the serenity of your community and your area. I can assure you that we as a council may not agree on everything that comes before us, but we actually do have the ability to talk and negotiate and make decisions that will be in the best interest of the town of Irmo and of the community of our constituents. So knowing that and evaluating the projects that they said that they were going to do it, and I'm willing to support the annexation at this point, and I'm willing to make sure and give you my promise that I would not vote for, or I would do my best to not let any kind of project get built or be developed on that property that will take away from the serenity of that you guys really enjoy now. So.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. I trust you.
We did a couple years ago, I can't remember, when's the last time we did that 10-year, 5-year, or whatever they call that thing?
What, the comprehensive plan?
Yeah, comprehensive land
It's
use.
been about 11 years, that's why we're getting ready to do it
Yeah,
again.
11 years? No, it hadn't. I was serving when we did it. Ain't
Not
been that
really.
long.
A long time.
No, it'd be like 5 years or 6 or something. Anyway, we did have the planning commission at that time kind of look into outlying areas outside of our town and do the kind of zoning plan so that we would know when we annex property, if we did annex or whatever, which I think that was good too, to kind of take into consideration things outside of our area. How would we like to see it come into town when it does? Instead of waiting till somebody wants to come, we already kind of looked ahead and did that. And that guideline there too. I don't think it was.
You're thinking of a strategic plan.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
There's a difference. Yes.
Okay. And how long ago was that one? Like 5 years?
About 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Makes me feel good, huh? I was getting
Pretty
old
much,
quick.
they're real similar.
Oh, okay. Any other discussion? All in favor then of third and final reading, do so with show of hands. And all opposed? And next item is third and final reading of ordinance 1406 to amend the Irmo business license. We're going to change something in our license that says out-of-town businesses license is due by January the 1st of each year instead of April 15th. Is there a motion for third and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor then of changing that, do so with show of hands. Next item is new business, first reading of ordinance 1407 to adopt the operating capital budget for fiscal year 14-15, which is in the dollar amount of $5,284,812. Is there a motion for first reading?
So moved.
And second.
Second.
Any discussion?
The only thing I'll reiterate again is this budget is with 0 millage. to businesses and residents in the town of Irmo. And it does include a 3% cost of living raise for all of our staff.
And they get the step raise, I mean, the step, whatever you call it, step increase.
Yeah.
This is the term.
Yes.
Well, I'll go ahead and say my little part, and nobody cares, but I'll go ahead and say it. I think it's a good budget. There are some things in it that I wouldn't. One is last year we took police overtime out of the orchestra budget and put it in the town budget, which I don't think is a good thing. I think it should stay in that budget since that's what it's allocated for. And the 3% cost of living, our cost of living is 1.5% for this year, and I know that's not a merit raise. To me, that's a cost of living raise, so that should be lined up with that. There are a few other things in there that I didn't like, but that's just me. But anyway, I could make motions and all that all night long, and they wouldn't get a second, so I won't bore us with all that. I just,
Okay.
but I think Bob did a good job. I think I think the town's done a good job as far as all the department heads and people, as far as keeping everything within budget as what we budgeted last year and the year after. I think everything that's been turned in is good and reasonable. I just have a few concerns on there. Some of them I might go over with Bob personally on, but nothing that I can change, so I'll just leave it at that. Any more discussion?
No, but I might second some of your things. I would consider it.
Well, I might have to make my list then. I think we got to do some amendments next time anyway, I guess, for...
Yeah, next year, I'll remember Hardy.
Well, I mean, for the amendments, we gotta, I think Doug Strutt's got to add some more stuff, so we'll be amending it at the next meeting, to some degree. So any more discussion? No. All in favor then of the budget as it is as of this moment? As I said, it's $5,284,812. Want to do so, show of hands. And opposed?
Wait a minute, you opposed our budget?
Opposed?
So you don't think it's worth $5,200,000?
If it were like $300,000 or $400,000 less, I could probably go along with it. But that's all right. I think it's still a good budget. If I was really in disagreement, I'd argue, but...
Yeah, then we'd call the question.
Next item is approval of a contract with Armstrong Contractors in the amount of $36,390 to pave the gravel parking lot in the community park. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to amend this contract amount to, what was that, $31,000 was the original amount that we recorded?
That was just an estimate, and the difference here is the $4,040. You'll notice, you may not have a copy. There's $4,040 that was added to that amount to remove and reset all the wheel stops.
Yeah, $4,000 to dig it. Well, I'll tell you what, you give me $3,000 and I'll do that, and then you can save yourself $1,000. No, come on now.
We bid it out.
The guy, he's the one that did the job in the first place.
That's correct. He's the
So
only
why
one.
would he charge you an extra $6,000 to take up the concrete stops and put them back down again? That's crazy. We're giving them $30,000. Take it or leave it, man.
He's the only one that replied to the bid.
Oh, okay, so nobody else...
We only have the one that
We're
applied.
trying to tell them, look, we're going to give you you said $31,000, we're going to give you $31,000 to do it. You said you could do it for that. All of a sudden he said, well, wait a minute, we can get another $5,000 out of you. And you go along, and not you, but the town wants to go along with it? No. Tell me to take $31,000. If you don't do it, then I'll call around and get some other companies to give us some bids.
Well, we bid it out.
We bid it
Nobody
out.
responded other than him, I guess.
Well, I think we should rebid it out again then, and since we only got one bidder. I mean, I'm gonna, if you want to amend it to 31,000 was the original?
We'll make a motion and see if we get a second.
I mean, that was an estimate that he gave us, and then,
Well, I'd say here, we'll give it to him at 31,000, if he doesn't want to take it, then
We
we'll bid
did
out
it
again.
legally in the way it's supposed to be done.
Correct.
And
Yeah,
he
but
was
he-
the only bid? Okay, well, I understand, I know what
It
you're
was the only bid because we told him, hey, you can do it, yo, well, let's do it then, pretty much.
set up.
Well, I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying.
well, we could have said you could do it when we had the opportunity, and we didn't. I mean, then we bid it out when we decided we wanted to pave it.
Like I said, I'll do it for $4,000, so, maybe you save yourself enough.
Call him. He might,
You could be a subber.
Summer?
get a business
Summer?
license though. Don't forget.
Yeah, that's right, get a business license. I get that's $50, right? So I get a business license to do.
And your workers' comp insurance.
And you got to get it by January 1st now. Don't be late. So you want to make a motion or?
Yeah, I want to make a motion that we modify that amount to 31,000.
So there's a motion to modify that to 31,000. Is there a second?
There we go, spending money like drunken sailors again.
It worries me.
Well, I mean,
Well, y'all should have voted no against the budget. Come with me and we could change it down to 300,000 out of there.
yeah, Irmo, you don't like it? We'll drop another $5,000 in there. They'll go for it. Why not?
Okay, while this is hanging, let me
Well,
ask.
there's-
I know
There's some other issues here too.
Well, was there a second on this or?
No, there was no second.
Okay.
Still second,
All
like.
right, so that fails. We're
Well,
back
wait a
to the
minute, right there.
original.
Hold on, I got
It
an
might be.
opportunity over here.
You
Hold on.
said that it went up because of what?
Two things, I mean, that we didn't have, when we first asked him about asphalt, that was right after he had laid the stone down and before he put the wheel stops, little concrete blocks. He's charging us to take them up and move them and also to
Pick
stripe.
up the wheels, the little things for the
Yes.
parking?
But they're
concrete.
hammered in the ground.
Tell him we'll do it.
They got big stakes that hammer in
Thank
the
you.
ground.
Tell him
Me
we'll
and
do it.
Kathy
I
will do it
second
for
the motion.
$3,000.
How long would it take you to get them out of there with your guys?
If we come help you, we'll all,
Oh, no, I'm not. I got to do
yeah,
that.
we'll help you.
Kathy will.
And
Kathy
Karen
and
will.
Harvey come help you now.
Yeah.
It is a lot
Remember.
of work. It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Those things are a few hundred pounds apiece.
$6,000.
The rebar's at least 2 feet, maybe 3 feet into the ground.
You mean the thing's stuck in, really?
Yeah.
When
Okay,
your car hits it, they don't
I take
move.
my second back.
Yeah.
This is different.
Now, you-
Yeah, one of the other things he's got
Tell
on,
that guy, y'all get him out of there for 3,500.
I'll do it for free. If it's for the town, I'd do it for free. But I'm not sure I can pull up something that's 3 feet in the ground that's
I don't think you
rebar.
can.
I couldn't either, but
I'll wager that you can't. This is also going to include striping the parking lot as well.
painting? The
Now, those-
painting or?
Concrete things, are those ours? So
He's
we
gonna,
would
he's
keep
gonna put
them.
it, he's gonna put them back down.
Oh, you're gonna put them back down?
After the
Oh,
asphalt
okay.
guys.
And then stripe the parking lot.
Okay.
And then put them back down out there.
Let me see, I used to be in graffiti, so I was
How many cans of
five,
paint did they
yeah,
gonna
right? Case of white spray paint, I can get it done.
I mean,
$1,000.
labor intensive. It's labor intensive.
Yeah.
Pull them
Yeah,
up,
I
pull them
mean, pulling
down.
those things out of the ground,
It's heavy, yeah, okay.
that's why I
Get
didn't
that.
volunteer. I wouldn't.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
I mean, I agree, it is kind
I
of,
agree.
but,
At least I got
Hard to
you
get out of
thinking,
there.
that's all I
Yeah, you did.
ask. That's all I ask is my council thinks.
I don't
about
want
this. That's all.
we
anybody-
gotta be out on Lower Victory Road next week.
That's all I ask.
I don't want to be taken advantage of, and I don't want this
Thank
town
you.
taken advantage of.
Thank you very much. Especially when you tell me I can do something for 31, then I'll say, oh, we're gonna
Yeah.
get it, so we're gonna,
This is
let's add
tacky.
another $5,000 onto it just because. All right,
Now, how much did we agree want to go to give the
I was-
captain of the
I was-
drunken sailor
I
club
was-
over here?
I rescind my motion.
So we're back to 36,390. Any
My
more
council thought
discussion?
about it.
We did, yeah.
So all in favor then of the amount of 36,390 to pave the parking lot, pull up the things, put them back down and paint stripe. I'll do so with show of hands.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. When I parked out there, I got my tires all dusty, so I don't like that.
On that fine truck?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Got my shoes on this thing.
Are we missing something, or is this?
This is it.
Next item is presentation by citizens. This is where anyone who wants to address Irmo Town Council on anything, whether it's on the agenda or not, may do so at this time. All we ask is you give us your name and address for the record. Anyone who wants to address it. Seeing none. Next item is...
Did you wait? She wants to address the council.
Oh, okay.
Just about, notice February 1908, Marina Road. Well, there's only one thing I know how to do besides being a scrub tech. That's how to park. If this company said they would do it for a lower price, had enough last year, I believe you said, or
Last meeting.
Last meeting.
Yeah.
and then they don't want to go up. The first thing I say is, well, we might have a lot more work to do if we get the pricing. And there is going to be more development. So that gives you leverage to make them go back to their price. How did I learn this? Traveling through Central and South America. And my ex-husband taught me how to barter because it's just what you do. And that's one thought that gives you the upper hand because you're not promising anything, but that person knows there will be more growth. And you will be making more parking lots or whatever construction that you do. So, just a thought. Thank you.
Thank you. And anyone else? And looks like we do have an executive session. I can't remember what it was for, but if somebody wants to make a motion.
I make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss a contractual matter.
And is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? There'll be no votes taken, just discussion, and we will return and then adjourn. We're back from executive session. No votes were taken, only discussion. And the next item is adjournment. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So move.
And is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.